Good morning, everyone. Grade 8, a very good morning. Today, we are going to learn about the story, The Summit Within. It is a story of HPS Ahluwalia, who had conquered the summit of Mount Everest. It is an autobiography of HPS Ahluwalia, who could reach to the summit or the highest point of or the highest peak of Mount Everest. So let's see what he has to write in the story. Of all the emotions which surged through me as I stood on the summit of Everest, looking over miles of panorama below us, the dominant one, I think, was humility. To see in the story, we come to know that of all the emotions of human beings, here we find that the writer is writing about that it is the emotion, our various human emotions, sentiment, fear, happiness, anger. This where I'm standing, at the summit, that is at the highest point or the highest peak of the mountain, Mount Everest, of all the emotions which surged through me. So whatever I have surpassed, whatever I have come across, as I stood on the summit of Everest, as I'm standing at the highest peak of the Mount Everest, looking over miles of panorama. So, looking over as I'm standing at the highest point of the mountain and as I'm looking down below us, so there were many people, right? Whenever you go to conquer or conquest a huge mountain, you do not go as a single person, you do not go alone. You take with yourself quite a few number of people. So it's a work, or it's a part and parcel of a huge group of people, right? The dominant one I think was humility. So what I think is the dominant one of that was that was dominating the entire that seemed to say, thank God, it's all over. So the physical tension that I had to bear while climbing the mountain, it was saying to me that at least now, since it's done, since it's all over, thank God we have completed it. However, instead of being jubilant, there was a tinge of sadness. So once I'm done with these things, I'm grateful, I'm jubilant, I'm happy that there was a tinge of sadness. But once I'm done with that entire thing, I was also a bit sad. There was a tinge of sadness. I was a bit sad. Why was I sad? Was it because I had already done the ultimate in climbing and there would be nothing higher to climb and all roads hereafter would lead down? The writer is trying to say even he was confused. Why was he, sad? Why was that tinge of sadness over there? Was it because I had already done up with the work? Was it because half or the full journey was over? Was I sad or the tinge of sadness for that? Or was it because now it's time for me to climb down the mountain? Now I'm not going to climb up the stair, or I'm not going to climb up in my life or the mountain, but now I need to climb down. So is it for that? So even the author is confused somewhat. Okay? So in climbing there would be nothing higher to climb and all roads hereafter would lead down. So there is nothing that I need to climb higher than this. Is it that this sadness is caused because there is nothing more that I need to climb higher than this, because this was the highest point that I could ever climb. Now, whichever way or whichever path I need to follow, it will go in a slanting downwards. So was I unhappy? So by a deep once I'm done with this climbing over this mountain, there is a deep sense of, overwhelm, that is overjoyed. You are totally satisfied, a sense of joy and thankfulness that, okay, I have completed, I'm done with this journey. I've succeeded to complete this journey of rising up in the mountain. It is a joy which lasts a lifetime. So this is kind of a joy which will last for a lifetime. This is going to stay with me. This is going to be everlasting with me. I'm going to cherish it throughout my life. The experience changes you completely. So this experience of climbing the mountain will change your entire life, will change your entire experience. How, which way that changes you completely. The man who has been to the mountains is never the same man again. Why and how, that will also really come to know. Because once you take up the struggle of climbing the mountain, once you have been into that phase, the struggle, the triple matters that you have in your day-to-day life. Everything becomes very triple, very small in front of the climbing of the Mount Everest. You need to take such a lot of trouble. You will have shortage of oxygen. You will not be able to breathe. But at the same time, you will not have the opportunity to come down also. Either you take it or you are finished forever. So that's what we are going to learn after this. As I look back at life after climbing Everest, I cannot help remarking about the other summit, the summit of the mind, no less formidable and no easier to climb. You see, so as I look back at life after climbing Everest, so once I look back at life, once I'm done with the completion of climbing Mount Everest, I cannot help remarking about the summit of the mind. So he also sees that the summit of the mind, that is the highest mind, is no less formidable and no easier to climb. The peaks of life of even when getting down from the summit, once the physical exhaustion had gone, I began asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. So the very question that comes to my mind after I'm taking this, even when getting down from the summit, so while I was getting down from the highest peak of the Mount Everest, once the physical exhaustion had gone, so once I was not physically that much exhausted, once this physical exhaustion was gone, I began asking myself, so I went on asking myself the question why I had climbed Everest. Why was it? What was the reason that I tried to climb this Mount Everest? Why the act of reaching the summit hold on in my imagination I'll march to reach the highest Mount Everest. Okay, why did the act of reaching the summit have such a hold on my imagination? It was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. So it was already that it was a kind of a thing which I had done in the past. So it was already a thing of the past, something done yesterday. So it was a thing that I had done just some days ago. But later I'll understand that it was not a task that was done just before quite a number of days, but this thing will remain with me till date. Okay, I will carry it along till the deathbed of my life. Till the deathbed. this experience of climbing Mount Everest. With every passing day, so each and every day passes by, it would become more remote. So once it becomes more remote, that means it will get faint. People will think that okay, you are done 20 years back, so it might be a kind of remote thing. Very, it will get fainted with the passage of time. And then what would remain? Would my memories fade slowly away? So, is this climbing, which is so cherishing, which is such a cherishable moment, which is such a cherishable thing for me right now, will it remain such after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or will it get away with the passage of time? Overcomes, with the passage of time, or led me to question myself as to why people climb mountains. So all this question kept on at the back of my mind. It is not easy to answer the question, so it's not that easy to answer each and every question. The simplest answer would be, as others have said, because it is there. Because the Mount Everest exists, I felt like climbing it. It presents great difficulties. Man takes delight in overcoming obstacles. So man, takes delight, happiness, to overcome any obstacle that comes in his or her way. So as a overcoming or overlapping the obstacles of our life, we like to face obstacles and once we overcome that obstacle, we rejoice it, right? Because we are done with that hard race. The obstacles in climbing a mountain are physical. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. So once you are overcoming this obstacle or a breakage that is in your path. The obstacles in climbing a mountain are physical. So once you're trying to climb a mountain, the entire pressure is not only physical. A climb to a summit means endurance, persistence, and willpower. So once you are about to climb a mountain, it not only considers your physical power, but your endurance. How can you endure that lack of oxygen once you're not able to breathe? Persistence, how you fight across all the drawbacks that you face on the way of or hurdles that you face on the way, and willpower and your motivation to overcome that. The demonstration of these physical qualities is no doubt exhilarating as it was for me also. So at a point you will feel that okay, I should end it. I'm fed up, I'm tired, I'm not able to take it anymore. So this point also comes in everyone's life when people feel like leaving it, ending it. So we all feel like putting it an end, putting it a full stop. What do you do at that particular moment? That is the thing. Okay, that's all for today. We will continue the second part in the next recording. Till then, follow, and I hope this recording is very clear to you, right? We will see each other in the next recording. Thank you so much. Thank you.